Hey everybody, my name is Charlotte and I am the Gulf Coast Granny. How's everybody doing tonight? Tonight I am making some fingerless gloves. These are super easy to make. Still need to weave in my ends. Hang on one second. I'm going to holler for Poppy.
Your nightstand or my nightstand? Yours.
That's it. Mission accomplished. I had to holler for him to bring me my tapestry needle that I weaved my ends in with because I left it in the bedroom earlier. Hey, Terry, how are you tonight? Chloe, thank you so much for coming in. I really enjoyed you being here last week. Anyhow, I'm making these fingerless gloves. I was going to make another Christmas ornament, but I'll be honest with you. I don't really care for making the same thing over and over and over again. And I wasn't in the mood for Christmas tonight. My hands are constantly freezing. And these little gloves are super quick and easy to make. It's a simple double crochet stitch. And you can make them in about 15 minutes. Well, you can make one in about 15 minutes. I'm not putting any trim on the edges. Poppy's getting a snack, so you might hear a little bit of noise. I'm just going to use these like they are because my hands get so cold in this house. And Poppy's been keeping the thermostat on meat locker. Oh, no. Terry, what happened? Man, you can't seem to get a break, can you? Good grief. Shoot. Let's see. I'm just going to weave the ends in on this real quick and show you what one looks like and then start working on the other one, okay? Having pains in both hips, both knees, and ankles. Terry? That's starting to sound very autoimmune to me. But I am not a doctor. But I play one on TV. No, I just have a lot of experience dealing with those kinds of issues in my own family. So 25 years worth to be exact. If you could just get a diagnosis and get on proper medication, I think you would feel a lot better and you'd stop damaging joints. A lot of that medication that slows your immune system down will slow the damage down in your joints. They don't know what's wrong. They just say it's my arthritis. Well, tell them to figure out what kind of arthritis it is. There's 100 different kinds. So there. Okay, let me turn this inside out and show y'all how simple this is. All it is a square or a rectangle that I folded in half and sewed together right along that seam. And I left a hole in it. So what you do is you stick it on your hand, stick your thumb in the hole, and look at that. Perfection. Keeps your hands warm. Now your fingers might still get cold. But I don't like to wear gloves because then I can't feel what I'm doing. And I do too much in my house not to be able to use my fingers without them being covered. So this is a perfect solution for me. It's a ribbed pattern. See that? So it's a little bit textured. This is a 4-weight yarn that I'm using. And these are also, it doesn't matter what hand that you put them on, Oh no, can you not hear me? Can y'all hear me okay? Jane, can you hear me okay? Okay, okay. All right, great. Chloe, can you hear me, darling? Okay, great, great. Anyhow, these are reversible, basically. Well, interchangeable. You can use them on either hand that you want to use them on. See, I got that one, and then you just take it off and stick it on the other one. And that's another great thing because you don't have to fiddle around with, oh gosh, do I have the right glove for the right hand? So I'm gonna put my thing up here. Do y'all want to see my face or my hands more? Hey there, Tom. It's good to see you tonight. I'll do this. There. So now this is a variegated yarn. It's a self-striping yarn. See that? See that? Ooh, let me get it in the thing. It's a 4-weight acrylic. It's called Karen's Cinnamon Swirl Cakes. Karen. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I've never known how to say that. Tom, how are you doing tonight? It is cold here in South Mississippi, and we have had nothing but rain all stinking day long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'll talk again when I finish counting. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 34 feels like 26. Well, you're a bit colder than I am, Terry. We got up in the 60s today, but as soon as the sun goes down, it really gets cold. I'd say we're in the 40s, and that's about my threshold. I'm fine when it's in the 50s. I can wear a hoodie or, a layered like a t-shirt with my sweatshirts here and stuff like that, or a shirt and a sweater, and I'm fine. But once it gets below 45, I'm really cold. You were outside in shorts. No wonder your hips were hurting. Cover them things up. Goodness gracious, Terry. Another thing you might want to try, Terry, just if y'all have an Academy Sports or Under Armour or some kind of place like that, get you some of those compression shorts that are like biker shorts to wear under your clothes. Wesley does that when he's working, and it helps him tremendously. Hey, Jackie, I'm glad you made it. I don't even have this in frame, do I? All I'm doing is putting double crochets in every stitch to the end of this chain here. See this chain? And I'm going to keep doing that until I have a big enough rectangle to sew together. Oh, that's wonderful. Did you see that, Tom? Look. Jackie's watching your channel because you're the keto cook. Look here. Tom was a chef in his own restaurant for most of his life. And some of the things that he cooks are just beyond wonderful. Y'all watch. I'll get this. I'll make this glove about 1 stitch shorter or longer than the other glove because I'm notorious for that. But you know what? It don't matter one iota to me. I don't care. Thank you, Tom. Hey, God's Desire. How are you this evening? I am making some fingerless gloves. I already have one finished, and it's right here. And it's made with Caron cinnamon swirl cakes. See that? Isn't that pretty? I have 2 of these, and I couldn't. You can't make anything with two balls of yarn. Like you can't make a blanket or something big. So I decided to go ahead and make these with it. I guess I could make a hat to match them, huh? That would be kind of pretty, I think. I might go ahead and make a pair for my granddaughter when I'm finished with this. If I can make myself try to crochet the same thing twice, because I'm not really good at that. I get bored easily, and there you have it. I'm doing this in the back loops only of the second row, or the first row, excuse me. That makes that rib design that's on this. Oh, you're making a scrunchie. You know what? I haven't tried that. And I've got a bunch of, hair ties. That's what we call them around here. Well, we used to call them ponies for ponytails, But now that my kids are grown up, we call them hair ties. Look at here. I've got 8 people in here tonight. That's a good start, isn't it? That's a really good start. Thank you guys so much. This week has been fairly uneventful compared to the last couple of weeks. And honestly, I'm kind of relieved about it. I have had enough excitement, and I'm hoping that 2025 is just as boring as it can possibly be. Of course, I need to figure out some things to do on the channel, but other than that, Jack, I'm now 341. Thank you, Tom. Jackie's got a wonderful channel. And also, Jane Doe, if you don't mind, would you drop Jackie's other channel link? It's, oh, Jackie, help me out. I forgot again. She does a homesteading channel too, Tom. Well, growing things yourself and, stuff like that. Look, my daughter's in her bedroom talking to her older brother on the telephone. And she's back there just cackling, and it is hilarious. Now, mind you, he called earlier to tell her that, see, he's seeing this girl that keeps toying with him. He really likes her a lot. Now, this boy's 28 years old. Oh, thank you, Jane. Jane, you are on it. I just love you. But anyhow, he was seeing this girl that really he shouldn't have been seeing, because she had a boyfriend and he wasn't real nice to her, and she broke up with him. And it's one of those on again, off again kind of things. every time he's nice to her, she goes back to him, and then he gets mean to her, and she wants to run to my son. Well, my son is absolutely head over heels for this girl. And I told him tonight, I said, look, you don't seem to understand something. She's already told you no. Well, that's her actions don't say no. I said, it don't matter. She said she's not interested in a relationship with you. That means leave it alone. I said, didn't somebody ever teach you no means no? You know, so he's causing his own misery. And so he called earlier today to tell us that she had gotten a fight with her friend, and he was going over to her house, and my daughter, the 19-year-old, went off on him and told him how awful it was and how he needed to find a hobby and find some different friends and blah, blah, blah. And I was just sitting there thinking to myself, good Lord, that apple didn't fall too far from the tree, you know? Jane, you know what, Jane? As much as you're on YouTube, you should make yourself a channel. You should. I got to do something here real quick. I guess I'll have to do it on YouTube. Oh, well, I'll give myself a minute. So what have y'all been up to this week? Who's done with Christmas shopping? Because I haven't even started yet, and I'm ashamed of myself. Hey, DJ, how are you doing tonight, my dear? We have, there we go. DJ's Cartoon Universe. If anybody's interested in cartoons, DJ does a channel that reviews cartoons. And he even did the Jetsons for me because that was my favorite cartoon a long time ago. And honestly, I'm still waiting on Rosie the Robot. I don't have one yet, and I need one desperately. I would need her to cook my dinner and, you know, be the live-in maid. So just relaxing tonight. Well, you need a break every now and then, don't you? Not that I ever see you take one, DJ. You're always doing something on YouTube. Y'all, he has about 1,400 channels. That's an exaggeration, obviously, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm on my fourth row. And I'm still going in the back loops all the way across on every single row. I need to count how many rows I did because I didn't even count. I just measured it according to my hand. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 rows. Can you believe that? Only 13 rows. And this thing's only, where's my tape measure? Well, let's see. It's about 6.5 inches, maybe 6. I have really small hands, y'all. So if you want to make one for yourself, just stick your hand out there. Put it to your knuckles like this. And then measure how far down your thumb is like this. See, the top of my thumb joint is right there. Whoops. Top of my thumb joint's right there. And then measure to the bottom of your thumb joint. It's right there. And then the rest of it's just wrist warming. But that's how I measured it. I just basically stuck my hand on it, see how far it would go. And that was 28 stitches on mine. Hey, Yankee Kyle, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in quite a long time. Yankee Kyle, wait a minute. Yankee Kyle, aren't you overseas in Ireland or one of those British countries? I can't remember. Fiddlesticks. Now, you men in here, go ahead and get you a ball of yarn and a crochet hook. I recommend an eye hook to start with so you can learn. I'm using an H hook tonight, which is actually a 5mm hook, US number 8. I don't know why they don't number the hooks to equal what the millimeters around are, but they don't. I think that's ridiculous. Oh, New York City. Okay. I'm sorry, Kyle. I got you confused with another viewer of mine that lives in Ireland. Now I know who it is since you said that. But anyhow, can't, Charlotte. I'm eating popcorn. Oh, well, Terry, you know, it might help to have a hobby other than eating popcorn. I ate, y'all, this is crazy. So I got this great big thing of nuts the other day from Walmart, and it's their deluxe mixed nut collection. But it's really good because it has pistachios in it. It has cashews and almonds and macadamias, and it doesn't cost much. I mean, it's the Great Value brand. So it's like, I don't know, between $6 and $7 a can. Or, well, it's in plastic, but still looks like a can. And it only took me 2 days to go through all those nuts. I'm going to weigh 600 pounds by the time Christmas rolls around. It's ridiculous. But at least it wasn't brownies, right? Because I'm trying to cut back on my sugar too. I have coffee tonight with just some half and half in it. And I will say it's delicious. It's the Kahlua brand. You know, usually the bag is right up there on my shelf above my sink, but it's not tonight. Let me see if I can find it, and I'll share it with you. So, y'all, this is wonderful coffee. Okay. There we go. It's Kauai coffee. And I'm going to share the screen when I find the one that I like. Medium roast. It is a medium roast. And let's see. It is so delicious. Okay, that's not how much I pay for it at Winn-Dixie. Definitely not how much I pay for this at Winn-Dixie. But let me see if I can come back over here and present screen. Share screen. And there it is. Okay, let me switch them. Well, I'm not quite sure how to. Oh, fiddlesticks. Let's see. Okay. No. Present. Oh, crap. There. Can y'all see that pretty good? If you can't, put it on full screen and you should be able to see it. It is not that price. I buy 10 ounces, same as that bag right there, from the Winn-Dixie when it goes on sale, it's $6.99 a bag. And y'all, this is some of the best coffee I've ever had, and I love it. So let me get rid of it now. Oh, well, there. You're done with the scrunchie. That's wonderful. Now, Chloe, what kind of yarn are you using to make your scrunchies? Is it a real bulky weight, or is it a chenille or velvet, or what is it? Because I would like to try making some scrunchies. I know I could do it, but I just haven't before. Yeah, that's a good question, Jackie. Terry, are you smoking anything tonight? Because we're still all dreaming about that ham that you smoked the other night. You're going for EV mugs. That's wonderful, Tom. You know what? I'm thinking about doing that too. I don't mind using StreamYard as a freebie, but since I've been live streaming more lately, I'm going to run out of hours eventually. And I'm thinking about doing EV mugs for my paid subscription. But I've got to learn it first. And Grumpus is going to help me with that. Y'all know he always helps me with that kind of stuff. So you're not smoking anything tonight. Well, what's on the menu for the next big smoke? Hi, Michelle. Thanks for coming in. Y'all, I was over on Michelle's channel earlier, and she had a slew of people over there. That's the busiest panel I've ever seen. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, there are a lot of good features on EV Mux. I like it. And I like the way it looks, too. It streams in 1080 even on the free plan, whereas all the rest of them that I've come across only stream in 720 on the free plan. Oh, he's going to do a brisket next. Oh, that's going to be wonderful. What kind of seasoning are you going to do with it? Are you going to use Uncle Steve's or something else? It was fun, Michelle. It was very. You have such a wide variety of folks, and I like that. Oh, Montreal. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Montreal seasoning. And there's Michelle's link if you're a crocheter and you want to go hang out on her channel. She does live streams. I'm new to her channel, and that's really all I have investigated so far are the live streams. Michelle, tell us a little bit about what else you do on your channel, if you do anything else. Terry, that does sound delicious. I wish we lived closer. I'd cook you some old-fashioned Southern food, and you could cook briskets for me. I bet Nicole and I could be buddies. We just make you do the cooking. So get out there, Terry, and cook. We're in here just goofing off, crocheting and stuff. Well, we could move closer, but then what would my grandbabies think? They would think I abandoned them. I know we could. We could have gatherings all the time. That would be wonderful. You know, I used to do that when I was younger with friends and stuff, but then we moved away. We used to do it in Virginia. Um, but then, you know, we had a lot of folks that we were exposed to, like my husband's military friends and other, you know, friends of our kids who went to school and all of that. Now we just kind of keep to ourselves. We don't do a whole lot of barbecuing or getting together. Of course, you know, times are different now too. Mm. What should you make? Let me think, Chloe. How about one of those round? Oh well, you got to have plastic Christmas ornament to do that. I was thinking one of those pretty Christmas ornaments that people make and they crochet and stick it on those clear plastic ornaments. Oh, you do yarn hauls, happy mails, show off your crocheted items as well as other people's crocheted items. Okay, Michelle, great. Ooh, Chloe, how about a hat? Everybody needs hats in the wintertime. That's my kind of channel, Michelle. Michelle has made several of those Christmas ornaments you're talking about. Okay. Oh, you already made one. Chloe says she made one already. Well, you could make two. Unless you're like me and you can't stand to do the same thing twice. Yo, I'm in a dilemma because I'm going to put this down for a second. I love to make hats too, Michelle. I really do. I've got a bunch of them in my living room that I recently made. Oh, that's a good idea, Jackie. How about a scarf, Chloe? My dilemma, y'all. I need to tell y'all about my dilemma. So I still have to make a Christmas blanket for the baby, the new baby, my grandbaby. And right now, I am working on two of them. And one of them I don't like a bit. One of them I do. Let me find the tutorial because I want to give this lady credit if I show her stuff on my channel. Okay, let's see if I can find her. Here it is. Oh, no, I don't want to run her video. Shoot. Okay, stop. Okay. I'm not sure. Oh, fiddlesticks. Okay, well, hang on one sec. I got to get it to where well, no, you can't hear me. Okay, I got to make her be quiet now. I can't find the stinking thumbnail. Let's see. Allison Russell, baby shawl, crochet vintage. Okay. There's a method behind my madness, y'all, I promise. Okay. I found it. I'm going to share it on my screen and show y'all what it looks like. So, can y'all still hear me okay? I'm sure they will love it. Oh, a block party. God dang it, Terry. See, if it wasn't wintertime, I could drive to Iowa. Well, Poppy could. Let me get my screen sharing done. Share screen. Okay, here she is. Okay, one of the blankets is this one. Okay, and here's what I've got so far. Right here. And it's all right. It's okay. I'm not repulsed by it, but it's just not exactly what I had in mind for my grandbaby. Well, then I started working on this, and I like this yarn better. It's Yarn Art Flowers. It is, oh dear, I think it's 50% cotton and 50% acrylic. It might be it doesn't feel 100% cotton. There's some acrylic in here, but I love the red. I love the white. There is a little bit of pink in here in the middle, but I'm not opposed to pink. What my idea is to have a Christmas blanket, and I want it to be square. So I made this square. Well, it's a boring square. It's just a square. So I found another pattern. And what it is, are y'all familiar with the midwife blanket? With the pretty little, it looks like little clovers or a flower design in it. And it's filet crochet. Well, I found a pattern of it in the square instead of back and forth rows. And that's what I'm after. I want a square blanket. I don't want a rectangle. I don't mind a circle. I might use the circle. But depending on if it's a girl or boy, I thought I would use this one if it's a girl and then give them the plain red one if it's a boy. Problem is, I have to go back to, where you call it, Hobby Lobby, and get some more faux fur pom-poms. Should you do a double or treble crochet? I would do double, but that's just me. Yeah. Thank you, Jackie. Great minds think alike, don't they? So anyhow, tell me what you think. Does this look Christmassy enough? Let me get it real close. It kind of reminds me of a candy cane. And I think that would be okay. You like the second one the best? Yeah, I do too. And this is a 2-weight yarn. And the other one here is a, it's a 4-weight, but it doesn't feel like a 4-weight. It's a very light 4-weight, maybe even a 3-weight. I think it's a little thicker than a 3-weight. But anyhow, I like it okay, but it's just not dazzling me. This one I love. Well, and here's the issue with using a 2-weight, and I am using an F hook to do the 2-weight. So it's going to be real drapey. But the issue is it's not going to be warm enough. Maybe. They live in Florida. I mean, how cold can it get, right? Once a year, it might get down to 27. The flower yarn in the square would be nice with the color change. You know, you're right, it would. And I've got some more red. It's not the flowers. It's Stenley cotton. And it's the same weight as this. And it goes from real bright red in the center out to really dark red on the edges. And I bet you that I could use that as my secondary all boy blanket. And then this one if it's a little girl. I think that's where I'm headed. Thank you for helping me make my decision. And you know what I could do? Whichever one I don't use, I could just stick it on Etsy and somebody will buy it. If I decide to go that route. Or I could have me a little auction on my channel. Who knows? Thank you, Jane Doe. I love that kind of yarn. It's one of my favorites. I've made 2 shawls with that kind of yarn. In fact, I think that you were here when I was making one of them. It's real colorful. It's got purple and gold and red in it. And it's a fan type pattern. Oh, goodness. Can y'all see my hands? Yes, you can. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. And that, you know what? Those are going to be the only 2 blankets I make from here on out. I'm not making any more baby blankets. As soon as I'm done with those 2, and those will be quick to make too. Really, really, really quick to make. I don't know why, but 2-weight yarn is kind of growing on me because it's very manageable for me, and I can go so quick when I use 2-weight yarn. 4-weight yarn is, I don't know. I like it okay. If I need to be warm, I'll use it. But there's so many other things you can do. I was stuck on 4-weight yarn for many, many, many years. I wouldn't buy anything else. When I do this block party, y'all are more than welcome to go. Oh, that's so kind, Terry. When's it going to be? Yeah, God's desire. I'm learning to love it more and more every time I use it. And I have a really big stash of the 2-weight yarn. If you want me to, I'll show y'all the other colors that I've got in that. And then I can stop crocheting for a minute. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Really? Only 7? Come on. This is what happens when I get to talking and trying to crochet at the same time. I get slower and slower. Have you ever seen those folks who they do YouTube videos and the whole time they're crocheting, they're looking at the camera and they don't even look down to see their work or anything? I can't do that. I'm not a multitasker in that way. Oh yeah, that sweater you made was pretty. Oh, it was wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. I saw that too, Jackie. Okay. I'm going to waste a little bit of time. Y'all give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Okay. We're going to have show and tell. This is one of my yarn art colors that I got. And it's pretty peachy pink in the center. See? You can see it's a pale, pale pink. But I love this stuff. It's so soft. You would not believe how soft it is. And then this one I love, y'all. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And that's the outside color, kind of burgundy. And then, oh my gosh, I just love this one. I think that would make the most beautiful throw or wrap. And then I got these from Now, y'all, this is the same as Yarn Art, but I didn't get it from Yarn Art. In the springtime, what store is it? I think it's Hirschner's. It has a mystery bag of cotton yarn, and this is what they send. And you get 2 balls for $14.99, which is a great deal because 1 ball of Yarn Art can go from, well, they're pretty expensive. Now, these only have 850 yards in them, but these right here have 1,100-ish. Let me see. Oh, fiddlesticks. $1,093 yards is how this comes. So it don't matter to me. And then I've got this one that I got, well, it's not very pretty right now. I got this one from Hirschner's as well. And this one came from Hirschner's. And I love that they have the easy starts. I'm not crazy about this one. I haven't figured out what to do with it. It'll make a pretty baby blanket, I think. And then this one, I'm going to make a tablecloth or a table runner, excuse me, for my daughter because she loves Halloween. And if this don't have my daughter's name written all over it, nothing does. But it goes from orange and then yellow. And then this is a silver gray mixed with white. And then it mixes with the black. The gray mixes with the black. And I just think that's so pretty and sparkly. And yeah, I like that. And then, oh, I got another one like the first one I showed you because I really like this. And then this is one of my Stenleys. I've only got 2 because Stenley is bougie. And so I don't get bougie yarn very often. Hey, Alex, how are you doing tonight? But it goes from this red in the center all the way out to the green. And it's got this is called Stenley Drops. But now I will say this yarn is a little difficult to work with because it reminds me of that hobby yarn. It's not twisted. It's just threads. Let's see if I can show y'all. See how it's just threads? And this is kind of difficult to work with. But one of these days, I'm going to do something really special with this. I wanted to make a baby blanket with this. But these little drops, that's the gold. Let me show you. They're thicker. They're not like the rest of it. It goes real thin. And then you get down here. And then you got a thicker one. Well, these thicker pieces, you can feel them and they're a little scratchy. And that's why I can't use it for a baby blanket. But it's still beautiful, and I'm just happy to have it, you know. I got it on the sale from, if y'all want to know where to get your Stenleys from, there's a lady on YouTube called Brenda's Knots. It's either Brenda's Loops and Knots or Brenda's Knots and Loops. One or the other. And she has an Etsy store, and she sells all Stenley yarn, mostly Stenley yarn, on her Etsy store. And she has good deals compared to shopping straight from Stenley. But yeah, I can't find my other red. It's here somewhere. I say that about everything. It's here somewhere. It's here somewhere. But that's my collection of Yarn Art and cotton 2-weight yarns. And I want to add more to it as I use it because I just love it. And especially that Yarn Art flowers. Now, Yarn Art does have a 2-weight alpaca, and they got some bougie yarns too. But I really, really love the cotton blend of, It's basically 50-50 acrylic and cotton, but it's so soft and it makes a beautiful baby blanket. I have one in is it in my room? Probably. Y'all, I'm surrounded by crochet stuff. I've taken over the dining room table. My daughter told me this evening, we don't even get to eat together in the dining room anymore because you're crocheting all the time. I said, well, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I guess I should clean off the table at least once a week and have dinner at the table. But, you know, we did that all their life. Their whole life. We ate dinner at the table. We didn't have phones at the table. I wouldn't allow it. And now she's grown and she's hardly even here most evenings because she's working or she's on a date or she's hanging out with her friends or whatever. So it's just me and Poppy and Murphy. You wish you had a table to do your models. Yeah. Poppy would like to have his garage back so that he used to do models too. Lots of different ones. Of course, he's working on a model out in the back garden, Terry, that you've seen. Freaking boat. He's building a boat, y'all, in my backyard. From scratch. With wood. And a jet ski engine. And I'm not even sure I'm going to get in this boat. But it's like a little John boat. They call them Jet Johns. You should Google that. They go really, really fast. But that's what he likes to do. He likes to piddle with stuff like that. And he was just talking tonight about finding a car on Marketplace and seeing if he could clean it up and kind of flip it, do some work on it and stuff like that. I told him, I said, you got a boat to build before you bring some more cars up in this driveway. When he finishes the boat, he can do whatever he wants. But he needs to get that boat done and out of my garden. Period. You didn't know it was a jet ski engine, Terry? That's what it is. And he's already installed it, mounted it, everything. All he needs is, I believe, a steering mechanism and a trailer. We need a trailer for it. And, you know, he can't build that. And we need seats for it. He wants to buy those seats that you screw into the deck and you can sit up high and fish. But other than that, it's pretty much done. He's got the fuel system connected and all that stuff. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Only 4 more rows, right? Yeah. That's good. That's good. Right here. Hey, Mona, how are you tonight? I'm doing great. I am making some fingerless gloves. because my hands are freezing. Well, they're not right now, but they will be later when it gets cold. If I let Poppy have his way, he'll never turn the heater on again. So can't have that, can we? And you know why he's doing it, Mona? He's keeping the heater off so I'll get closer to him at night. I said it before you did because I figured you might get a little messy. Oh, goodness. Somebody got... So, well, the other night I was talking about how... you remember, Terry, we were talking about how... that's what I'd be talking about. The other night I was saying that, who was it said they were sharing a blanket? And I forget who it was. And I said I think it was Tom. And I said, you share a blanket? I couldn't even wrap my head around that because I have my blanket and Poppy has his blanket and all is right with the world. When we go to mixing blankets together, that's a real problem because he likes to pull them off of me and I end up freezing in the middle of the night. And that ain't no fun, you know. And I got a great big down comforter that I use, or a down blanket. And he has a quilt. And he's happy with his quilt. And I'm happy with my feathers. It was Tom, wasn't it? I thought it was. And he said, well, yeah, like it was normal for people to share a blanket. What? What? Shoot, I keep asking Poppy if I can have my own room whenever the kids move out, and he said no. I don't understand. You'd think he'd want some privacy, right? So anyhow, I made this. You share too, God's desire? I guess some folks do. I just never really thought of it before until Tom said that about having one blanket. And I just couldn't wrap my head around it because I've never done it that way. Now, what I do is when I make the bed, I put our blankets separate on our sides, and then I cover it up with the bedspread thing that I have. So, I mean, the bed still makes like normal. I mean, it's not sloppy or nothing like that. And it makes me happy. So, there's that. But I understand. I mean, some people share, some people don't. See, I was the oldest child in a family of 4 kids. Not only was I the oldest, I was the only girl. So I never really had to share a whole lot when I was coming up. I didn't have to share a bedroom. I didn't have to share my toys. I didn't have to share my blankets. I'm not real good at sharing, y'all. And Terry they have separate blankets too. Well, you know, and too, if we get real cold in the night, we'll use the comforter at the one we use to make the bed with. We'll use that to cover up with on top of our blankets. So there's that too. I don't play too much. I play just the right amount. Mona, I play just the right amount. Shoot. Look, I keep running this all over this table. I keep wondering if y'all can see what I'm doing because I keep running it this way and running it the other way. So I did a grocery haul today. Not on video. I just ordered some groceries. I've got the window cracked and the fan on. Yeah, that might be a problem for me. I don't like having my windows open because people will climb in them. I don't mind having a fan on, but it has to be cleaned every day because my allergies are really bad. And if there's any dust on the fan, I get really bad allergies and sick from it. So when the fan's on, I have to clean it every single day. And then usually what Poppy does is he'll take, well, I've got a ceiling fan. He cleans the blades for me because I'm short and I can't reach them, even when I stand on the bed. So he cleans those. And then we have a box fan too that I sit up on top of the dresser. And once a week, he'll take the back off of it and clean the blades on the box fan just to make sure that I don't, have allergies from it, which is nice. It's real nice. Anyhow, so I did some groceries today. Y'all know I didn't buy no meat whatsoever. I had plenty in my freezer, and that's why I didn't buy it. But I still spent over $200 on groceries that wasn't meat. Oh, you just lost your internet? Oh no, Terry, that's rotten. So a lot of it was lunch stuff for my son. Apparently at his new school assignment, they don't have very good lunches. And they told me he could take his lunch, so that's what we're doing. I'm going to start making his lunches, and at least I know he'll be eating healthy because I'm not going to give him a bunch of crap like they do at the school. I know they say it's healthy, but it really isn't. Hello, Jason. How are you this evening? We're running off Dad's Wi-Fi. Well, hey, whatever you got to do there, Terry, to get your internet, But yeah, it was a lot of that. I bought a ton of frozen vegetables. I bought lunch meat. Well, and that's not the best for you, but it's not the worst either. It's great to see you as well. And then I did get some snacks. We got some pork rinds and some nuts and oranges and apples and protein bars. I got protein shakes for my son. Basically, what I did was I bought mostly groceries for my son. Number one, he's real picky. Number two, he doesn't eat a lot. So I like to buy things that I know he likes to encourage him to eat. You would think at 16 years old, I would not be monitoring his food intake. But he's a 16-year-old that weighs only 102 pounds. So there's that. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. That came out of nowhere. But I was kind of disappointed that it was that expensive, honestly. I was kind of floored, to be honest with you. I know things are expensive. And I had to buy bread for him. He likes the Italian loaf that comes from the deli. Thankfully, it's only $1. But he's bougie. He likes French bread too because he likes for me to make French toast in the mornings, and he likes for me to use the French bread to do it with. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It felt like I already made 4 rows, but I didn't. Only made 2. And all the worms ate my collard greens. So I've got lacy collard greens out there I'm going to have to eat. I'm going to have to make sure that I wash them off real good so I don't have a sifting some soil and more experience. She said she bought some broccoli from the store and she was trying to wash it all off, and pulled it apart and there was a green worm in it. And I'm not going to be eating no worms out of my garden. So I got to harvest that. Now, you want to hear something interesting? The collard greens and the mustard greens are all mixed together in 2 different beds. The worms ate the collard greens. There's holes all over it. In fact, you might as well just rename it collard lace. They did not touch the mustard greens. I love mustard greens. That's one of my favorite greens. But if bugs won't even eat it, it's got me second guessing whether or not I should be eating it. Is there something about mustard greens that's not good? Or is it just that mustard flavor is something that the bugs don't like? Interesting. Interesting. Nothing bothers mustard greens, hardly at all. I've never seen. Which part? The part that we shouldn't be eating mustard greens? I mean, if the bugs won't even eat it, come on. Alex says it's the flavor. Okay. I'll buy that because I'm not going to stop eating mustard greens. It's just not going to happen. That's my favorite. Every time fall rolls around, if I don't grow nothing else, I grow mustard greens because I love them. Shoot, I could eat it as a meal. Oh, I bought some lima beans. Lord, y'all, I got some ham in the freezer left over from Thanksgiving. And I'm going to put that ham in the pot with those lima beans. Now, they're just regular green lima beans. But I thought I would make a pot of rice and stick them beans and that rice together with that ham hock or that leftover ham. I thought that sounded absolutely delicious, and that's going to be my lunch tomorrow. And natural chemical defense, says Google. Oh, okay. So mustard greens have a natural chemical. You know what I ought to do then? I ought to eat half my mustard greens and then chop the rest of them down and put them over the soil. I ought to grow some more mustard greens. You just gave me an excellent idea. Because if my soil is full of live and dead mustard greens, maybe the bugs won't enjoy it so much when it comes to planting other things. Okay, I got one more row. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got to count again, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Nope, I'm on the right row. Okay, so I don't have to do that anymore. Thank you, Lord, because I was getting bored with that. You know, honestly, double crochet is probably my least favorite stitch. I love a half double. Oh, and that's another thing I want to tell y'all about these. Am I frozen? My hands are frozen, but okay, hang on. Let me fix this. Oh, fiddlesticks. I'm using my phone as my secondary camera. No, not that. Remove. Okay. Remove. Stop screen. Mic off. There we go. Sorry, guys, for the echo. Okay. Here we are. So here's my 13 stitches, or 13 rows. Back loops only, all the way across, right? So I'm going to fold it like this. And then I'm going to start, you know what? I'm going to weave this end in before I start. But I'm going to sew these seams together. Oh, and that's what I was going to say before I got distracted by my mistake, my phone. You can use any stitch you want on these. You can use bobble stitches. You can use half double crochet, single crochet, triple crochets, double treble crochets. It don't matter. It does not matter at all what stitch you use. Of course, the tighter the stitch, the warmer it's probably going to be, the less wind that can get in, but you make it pretty the way you want to. I've seen them made with bobble stitches, and I really like those, or puff stitches, or popcorns. I prefer puff stitches, but that's just me. Because they're smaller, you know. People make these all sorts of ways, and they jazz them up. They put cuffs on them. You name it. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen those different patterns for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the inside loop to sew this together. So on the, I wish I could get closer. I'm going to use the inside loop. And over on the other side, I'm going to use the outside. No, I'm not. I'm going to use the inside loop on that one too. No, inside loop, outside loop. So basically, on this edge that's closest to me, I'm going to go into the loop that's furthest away from me, and the opposite on the other side. And what I'm looking for is kind of something seamless whenever I turn it right side out. Got to find out how many stitches I made before I... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So basically on the 11th stitch, I'm going to slip stitch for 7 stitches. And then I'm going to pick it back up on this side and finish it off. Did y'all see that? So 11 stitches up here. Let me switch this real quick. There. I'm going to do 11 stitches up here, slip stitch in 7 stitches, and then finish it off to the top. And then it'll be sewn together. Now, again, this one was only after I made the first row, I was working with 25 stitches. I made 28 stitches and then went in the 20, well, three stitches from the hook. And then that's when I started making my row. And for those of you who don't crochet, I know you don't quite understand what I'm talking about, and that's okay. But those of you who do crochet, please tell me if I explained that thoroughly enough. I mean, I'm not really trying to teach people on here, but if somebody wants to make something that I'm making, I would like them to be able to know how to do it. I do not write patterns. I'm not a crochet designer. This is just the most simple, basic way that I've found to make fingerless gloves. Okay. And the quickest. So, you know, there's that. I got the leaf blower today and blew the leaves in a pile. And oh, I bet he did, Terry. I bet that little puppy just went crazy over that pile of leaves. You got, okay, God's Desire. Thank you. I've lost count. I've lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I knew I was going to go too far. Let's see. Now I'm going to slip stitch in the next one. 1, 2. And you can't do it too tight because it's going to pucker if you do. You know, like it'll get too tight around your thumb. So do your slip stitching loose when you're doing these 7 stitches. Now, if you've got a bigger thumb than I do, then you might have to use 8 or 9 for a man or something, you know. Fiddlesticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Definitely want to make it loose. I would rather err on the side of too loose than too tight around the thumb. Just my opinion. Oh, awesome, Jackie. Great, great. Now look, don't you wear yourself out trying to stay up. Whoops, inside. Now I got to count this. 1, nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go in the 8th stitch from where I started that and close that bad boy up. Fiddlesticks. Come here, you. There. Perfect. Okay. I need to get a better camera so that I can get better angles and closer in. I don't know how to, okay, I'm good. I don't know how to make StreamYard, to zoom into StreamYard, like on this camera here, my phone that I'm using. I can't use my fingers and stretch it like you can when you're doing a video or taking a picture. So I'm not quite sure how to zoom. If anybody knows, I'm happy to learn. There we go. Now, I'm done with this, but if you wanted to, you could do a little single crochet around the edge here and around the edge down here. You could make a little cuff on the bottom with a front and back post double crochet starting here, and then make it as long as you want and fold it up. But let me show you what it looks like whenever you do it the easy way. Oh, shoot. Let's see. Okay, good. I'm good. There it is. I might have got a little bit carried away on that. I did. Should I go back? I'm just leaving it. See how maybe not. I think it's an optical illusion that I didn't end on the right stitch and it's lopsided. It's not. It's just lighter on this side. Yeah. Y'all, it has rained here all stinking day. From the time I woke up at 4:30 this morning and it was raining and it has not stopped. Now it's not downpours, you know, it's a slow, steady rain, which is honestly the best kind of rain you can have for your garden, in my opinion. But it's just dreary outside. And I don't do well with dreary, which is why I could never live out in the Pacific Northwest. Turn it inside out or right side out like this. And stick that bad boy on my hand. Now, I could either leave it long like this, or I could flip it up if it was aggravating me, you know. Make a little short glove. See there? Same way with I'll probably keep mine short. But now they will stretch a little bit sometimes because you know yarn stretches. Oh, well, fiddlesticks. That's inside out. No, is it? Yes, it is. There. There. That is a set of, fingerless gloves. And they're great because they keep your hands warm, even inside, sometimes outside. You know, your fingers are still going to freeze. But you know what my son does? I made him a pair of green ones for Scouts. And what he'll do, okay, here's what I made a little pocket on the inside, and he'll take his hand warmers and stick them in the pocket. And it keeps his hands warm all the time when he's camping. He takes those chemical hand warmers and throws them in his sleeping bag about 30 minutes before he goes to sleep. And he'll crawl into a warm sleeping bag too, which I think was clever. Clever of him to figure that out. But there we are. Now, what would y'all like to see next week when I do my Monday night crocheting? Because I want to do small things that don't take a long time. Jackie's doing granny squares. I'm not going to do that. Maybe a hat, but sometimes those can take quite a while. And I don't want to keep y'all too long on a Monday night. Know what, Jackie? I finished them and mailed them. Oh, good for you. That's great. Great. And you had 7 of them, didn't you? Well, and you know, they're not out here. No, I've got them somewhere else. Let me show you a square that I've been working on. If y'all give me 1 second. Okay, I got to change this over now. I think, actually, what I'll do is this. I think what I'm going to do, if y'all don't own any of these, get some. Let me tell you why I got them. Well, obviously for yarn storage, but I have cats, and I have a shelf in my living room full of yarn. And this protects my yarn from the cats. And I love that. But these are, see, I got to take these squares are so old, y'all. I probably have been working on these squares off and on. It's all scrap yarn. And I've been working on them for years. Just a little bit at a time, you know, whenever I get scraps. And here's some that aren't finished. And, oh, good grief. And one day it's going to be a blanket, like Roseanne's, on the back of Roseanne's couch. Oh, that's a good one right there. I worked on this. This is the Bag a Day pattern. It's the Galaxy Square. No, it's not. It might be. It might be. I'm going to have to take a second and verify that. Bag o' Day squares. 1 minute, guys, and I'm going to find, because I don't want to tell y'all the wrong thing. Where's her search bar? Oh, for the love of Pete. It'll come up in just a second. I know it will. That's not it. Kaleidoscope, I think. Let me look. I got to make sure. Yes, it's called the Kaleidoscope Square, and it's a 12-inch granny square that Bag O' Day has on her channel, and it looks like this. And I've got probably 25 or so of them. Let's see. There's one. And all of this was from Scrap Yarn too. Now hers, she does all in one color that kind of fades into each other. But I love this one. This is one of my favorites of the whole bunch. But I've got a bunch of them in this bag here. And eventually I want to make a blanket out of these too. Here we go. There's one. And there's one. I like that one too. Oh, this one's nice and colorful. Look at that one. So there's that. One of these days I'll finish that project too. But a regular granny square is one of the easiest things in the world to make. And it's what I learned on. And I think a lot of crocheters learned on granny squares. Now, a lot of people think that they're passé and they don't, they don't really care for granny squares. And I don't even understand that, because Jackie was saying this on her channel just the other night. Granny squares are one of the most versatile things in the world that you can crochet. Because not only do you have a square, you can make anything in the world with it. A sweater, a hat, a doily. I mean, a tablecloth. You can make gloves with them. You can make anything that you want to make. You can make it with a granny square. Hey, Dwayne, how are you doing this evening? Thanks for coming in. And I don't understand why people poo-poo the idea of a granny square, because they're amazing and they're beautiful and you can make them look any way you want them to look. And it's just, in my opinion, one of the most creative ways to use your crochet is to make granny squares in different ways, in different colors, and then put them all together to make something incredibly beautiful. So there's that. And that's my opinion about granny squares, okay? Not that anybody asked for it. Thank you, Jane Doe. Thank you. Thank you. A purse. Yeah, you can make purses with granny squares. Yeah. Do y'all hear my dog? Do you ready to go outside? Don't you growl at me. We're communicating. My dog is the devil, and it's a shame. She has a very feisty, very Chihuahua type personality. She thinks she's 10 feet tall and bulletproof. And she's just so pretty, and we understand each other. Let me take care of her real quick. I'll be right back. Come on. Oh, now you're going to play like that? Really? Fine. Fine. little bozo. Okay, come on. Outside. Come on. Come on. Dinah, come. All right, fine. Don't go outside. Ah. You always make a liar out of me, don't you? All right, now eat. Well, I said that we communicated well, and that we understood each other. That was a lie, apparently, according to my dog. Yeah, sounded like a Halloween movie title. So yeah, I don't know what I want to do next week. Come on, y'all, help me out. I bet you by the time the night's over, I'll have a matching hat made out of that. Bag a Day is probably one of my favorite places to get hat patterns. This is one. See that? One of her hat patterns. I can't remember which one it is, to be honest with you. Does it have the puff stitches in it? Yeah. And also, goodness. I was also thinking about, I want to make that goldfish. Do I have it? No, I gave it back to my daughter. I made a goldfish last week, and I really like the goldfish plushie. And there's a couple of other plushies that I want to delve into. Oh my goodness. Did y'all see? Does anybody watch Tasha Crochet? Crochet by Tasha, I think is the name of her channel. She did the cutest little mouse today. Well, she did a video on it and posted it today. And I absolutely love her. It's an adorable mouse. Let me see if I can find it on. Oh, I guess fiddlesticks. There. Okay. We're good. So what are some of y'all's favorite crochet channels? Because I have a bunch of them. I watch Shannon Talks Yarn. I watch of course, Allison Russell. She is absolutely one of my favorites. So, Mona, you're working on a hat now? I am so happy for you. I know you have been wanting to crochet for a long time. Look here, what I'll do for the next few minutes, 30 minutes or so, I will, fiddlesticks. Dinah, what are you grumbling about now? Crochet Vision, okay. Okay, if anybody wants to come up and chat with me, I'm going to have to see your face in the basement before I let you up. But I know most of you folks, so I know what y'all look like. I know where you live. I'm just looking at my homepage to see. And of course, Bag a Day, I think everybody who crochets watches Bag a Day. She's just a staple, you know. I watch Creative Grandma, and I don't know if y'all saw or not, but they're closing the Joann's that she likes to shop at. She did a video about it today. But you know, I've had nothing but trouble with Joann as far as ordering from them. Every single time I've ordered in this past year, something's been wrong. Something didn't come. It was canceled before it arrived. And that is frustrating. You know, when you think you're getting an order and then you only get half of it. And that happened to me. I ordered, excuse me. I ordered 4 mystery boxes it was Red Heart mystery boxes. And I only got 2 of them. And they weren't the same. See, they give you a choice of A, B, C, D. So I ordered 2 A's and 2 D's. I got an A and a D. So I was missing another A and a D. So I had to call them. Now, they were, as far as making it right, they were willing to do that, and that was okay. They didn't charge me any shipping whenever I, told them what was going on. They shipped it right out. It got here quickly. But that's another thing with Joann. Sometimes the shipping takes forever. And I'm like, if Amazon can do it in 2 days, why can't you? Not 2, maybe 4. Hirschner's will get here in 4 days. They're all the way up in Michigan. And I'm all the way at the opposite end of the country from them. And they get here within 4 days. Mary Maxim is pretty quick, usually within 4 weeks to 7 days. 4 days to 7 days. I seen a post on, hang on, let me put it up here, where they're selling food. I asked if they had insurance and state license and if they had their Surf Safe. I never got an answer, and the post is, I'm going to guess and say the answer to those questions was no. That was the answer. No. So anyhow, it's not surprising to me that Joann is struggling in their restructure of their finances and closing a bunch of stores, and our store closed. And it was kind of sad because, they did have a large selection of yarn. They had a large selection of fabric, other craft supplies. It was a pretty big store. And, it gave you another option than the standard Michaels and Hobby Lobby, because Michaels' yarn section is ridiculously small for as big as that store is. We have 2 aisles of yarn at Michaels. That's it. Out of all those aisles in the Michaels store, which is ridiculous. They don't cater to us. And then Hobby Lobby only has 2 aisles of yarn in that great big old store. And I'm not going to order anything online from Michaels because they treat Michaels, basically it's Amazon's, the private sellers, like FBA sellers on Amazon. So basically you have these people who get yarn on clearance or something like that, and they'll sell it in bulk, like 12 balls for $329. I'm like, I'm not paying that for your yarn. Not when I can go to Walmart and get the same thing for $3 a ball. So, and you got to be careful on Walmart too, because they do that on Walmart. You've got private sellers on Walmart. So it's almost like a great big flea market out there on Amazon, on Michaels, and Walmart too. I only search for things that are basically Walmart branded. Or when you go online, you can say, do you want just stuff that's in the Walmart stores or whatever? I forget what they call that. But no, I won't shop online with Michaels. I will shop online with Hobby Lobby occasionally. But we have a Hobby Lobby store here, and their product doesn't really change that much. So I'm just as happy going over there and getting it. Now, one problem I do have with Hobby Lobby and Michaels is that if you go there, you can't get one of the same color yarn like say you want to make a blanket and you need 11 skeins of yarn. You're not going to find 11 at one time in either one of those stores. It's not going to happen. You do have to be very careful, Dwayne. Yeah. Because you're going to pay too much for something, especially if you think you need it real bad. And you don't. It'll come back around. It always does. But I do love shopping Two of my favorite places to shop online are Hirschner's and Mary Maxim, and Amazon. I love Amazon because you can get deals, and Walmart. I love to shop Walmart. And honestly, I'm not a fan of this kind of yarn here. And that's probably one of the reasons I couldn't figure out what to do with it. It doesn't feel as soft as the yarn I usually buy. But that's okay, you know. It is what it is. It works. I love Red Heart yarn. I believe I remember Hobby Lobby. Do they sell other products such as kits for building? Yes. Yes, they do. They sell all kinds of crafting stuff, wood burning stuff, painting stuff, sublimation stuff, the Cricut machines and all the stuff that goes with that, paper, all kinds of different paper arts. They even have model kits for, young men or older men who want to build really intricate models. Yeah. They got that too. Yeah. Model rockets. Anything you would want to craft with or to build with is there. They have a woodworking area, where you can buy. It's mostly catered to women who want to do DIY art projects at home or shelving projects or things like that. Little doodads, But it's a great store. I like Hobby Lobby. And it's always feels cleaner to me than Michael's. I'm just saying. But Joann's, I think, has just run itself into the ground, and it's unfortunate because, again, they had the biggest yarn selection locally to me of any other place. Now, we do have independently run yarn stores. There's two that I know of. But, they're so bougie, and they cater to knitters. And knitters always look down their nose somewhat at crocheters. I guess our craft is not as, I don't know. Me, I like to crochet. But they have nicer yarns at those shops, and they'll wind the balls for you. They only come in hanks, and I don't know. I don't shop at those places too much. Now, I did go to one in Pensacola one time, and I spent $50 on a ball of yarn, and I was ashamed of myself. But it was silk, and it was beautiful. And I made a hat with it, and I loved it. Be right back. You got to call Amazon. But yeah, that's my stance on Joann. It's a shame that they've done this to themselves. And I'm not sure that they did it to themselves because, Hobby Lobby and Michael's do a heck load of advertising where Joann's is kind of like the old lady fabric store, and that's kind of what they're known for. Except, as far as amongst general John Q public, to us crocheters, we love them for their yarn and their deals. But I'll be sticking with Hirschner's and Mary Maxim for the most part, and then making my trips to Hobby Lobby and Michael's when they have a sale. Hobby Lobby always does a 30% off their yarn sale, and they flip-flop every week with yarns that they put on sale. And that's great too. I like 30% off. I like any percents off, but 30 is good. So, y'all, we took my son. I'm going to change the subject. I'm sorry. We took my son for his birthday dinner the other night, and we all ate our weight in crab legs. We were not able to go to the casino, though. We ended up going to the Beau Rivage because they said that we could have a 16-year-old in the buffet. A lot of the casinos here do not allow anybody under the age of 21 through the front door. Some do, especially if they're restaurant area. If you don't have to walk through the casino to get to any other place, then you can do it. So we found a restaurant that is attached to a casino on the outside. They're affiliated financially with the casino, but the building is not part of the casino. It's a whole separate building in the parking lot of the casino. And you know what's so funny? I have passed by that place a bazillion times and thought, oh, we need to try that place. But we just never did. So we're at the Bow, and we find out they don't have crab legs at their buffet. Now, my daughter was supposed to have called and verified all this, but apparently she missed a step during the way to ask about the crab legs, and that's okay. So we're there. I got to make some beautiful video of the Beau Rivage and their Christmas decorations. And my video does not do it justice because it was absolutely beautiful there. It's very luxurious and very upscale. And I felt extremely underdressed walking through there, and I was dressed up. So anyhow, I called once we figured out we couldn't stay and eat there. I went outside and Googled crab legs near me. Well, that's when I ran into this. I found this place that was actually closer to our house than the Beau Rivage was. Because the Beau Rivage takes, 20 minutes on a good day. Well, it took us twice that amount of time because they were having a lighted boat parade that was going up and down the Sound. So everybody in the entire Gulf Coast of Mississippi was out on the main beach boulevard, parking up on the sidewalk, and traffic was insane Friday night. So we got back this way, finally. It was about 8 o'clock, and we walk in this restaurant. Y'all, they had a special. It was 2 pounds of crab legs and a half pound of peel and eat shrimp for $29.95. Now, you got potatoes and corn with that, kind of like a crab boil situation. And it was so delicious. So what we did was we ended up ordering 5 of those specials so we could all get as much crab as we wanted. And I ended up bringing most of the shrimp home, and I'm going to make a shrimp salad out of it and, use it to make like sandwiches with. But we ate some crab. We really ate some crab, and it was delicious. And I did find later, though, Saturday morning we woke up, and I was looking around online, and I did find one other casino that will let 16-year-olds come, and they do a crab buffet every weekend. And it's over at the other end of the coast in Bay St. Louis. So now we have resources. We have that place that we went. And mind you, I asked the lady, I said, how often do y'all run this special? And she said, well, I've been here for a year, and it's been the special ever since I got here. But this restaurant that we went to on Friday night is only open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it's closed. But still, that price, you just can't. I don't think I've seen crab legs and shrimp on sale for $29 in years. So yeah, and we brought a lot of shrimp home, and it was great. It was great. He was so happy and so surprised, and yeah, it was great. So I also gave him some money so that he can order some parts for his truck. It is a good price. I thought it was a wonderful price. I was not mad about it one bit, Dwayne. But he's going to order some new headlights for his truck, and he also wants some running lights and he wants a new bumper for his truck. And I guess those are the first things he's going to do to it. We've had that truck for him now for almost a year, and he still can't drive it. And he probably won't be able to drive it for another year, even though he's 16. It runs great. We got to stick a tag on it. We haven't done that yet. We're fortunate that we live in an area with access to good seafood. Yes, we are. We are very fortunate But you know, snow crab legs don't come from down here. We get them from up in your neck of the woods, Dwayne. But we do have wonderful seafood here. Redfish and grouper and tuna and just, yeah, we've got some great seafood down here. I can go down to the docks in the pass and buy shrimp right off the boat for like $4 or $5 a pound. It's great. Those come from Alaska. Yeah, they do. They do in BC. Mm-hmm. He did. He had a great 16th birthday. You know, after the past couple weeks of him being in trouble and, you know, just it's been very chaotic, and it was nice to be able to see him enjoy it and kind of take the pressure off of him a little bit. He's had a lot of pressure on him the past couple weeks from me, from his daddy, from his school, from a lot of places. I've kind of backed off a little bit because, you know, you can't. I don't believe in just beating them over the head with their mistakes, you know. I just don't. I believe in beating them over the head with it at first. But not for long periods of time. And he had 2 weeks of stress and punishment and all of that stuff here at the house. And I think that's enough, you know. They do grow up fast. Dwayne, they grow up way too fast. I just, you know, I was looking at my grand Millie just the other day, and that's my granddaughter. And I was thinking, my God, she's going to be 9 years old in April. Where did that time go? You know, she's just a baby to me, but she is. She's going to be 9. She'll be in the 4th grade next year, and it's crazy. It's crazy. And you know, the older you get, the faster time goes anyway. So there's that. But y'all, I'm going to end this stream now. Thank you so much for coming in. Jane Doe, you're the best moderator in the whole wide world. Jackie, thank you for coming in. Dwayne, Terry, Chloe, thank you for being here again. I remembered you. Mona, thank you. I hope I'm not for Jackie, of course, thank you. God's Desire, if you're still here. And Alex, if you're still here, thanks for coming. I am so surprised that I'm getting so many views on these crochet live streams, and I want to just tell you how much I appreciate each and every one of you. And I will see you next. Well, I'll see you this Saturday. I'll do my live stream with Grumpus, and then next Monday I'll be back on, and I might do a little pop-up somewhere in between now and Saturday. I don't know yet, but if I do, it'll just be a pop-up, okay? Y'all take care. Have a great evening, and I'll talk to you again real soon. All right?